God bless you. God bless you all. How are you doing? Thank you so much, Sister Ruby, for your message because now I see that I did not have my I'm sorry, y'all. Somebody messaged me. I didn't have, for whatever reason, they're not alerting people that happened 3 days in a row, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And so thank you for so much for letting me know that Lent starts tomorrow. And you guys know how Lent goes for me. I encourage you all to please make sure for the next 40 days that you commit yourself to doing something, whatever that is that come to your spirit once a day during Lent or for the entire day or whatever, the Holy Spirit has led you to do according to your strength in the spirit. And whatever it is going to be a sacrifice. And it's not going to be easy, but it wasn't easy for him neither to lay in that tomb and get up again. Not only that, just hang there until the end. That wasn't easy either. So just think about that. The name of this video is Michelle Loud. Michelle, you are dealing with one of the most high profile Christian leaders in America globally, and one of the most high profile cases, civil cases with a Christian leader we've seen in our era and generation, Black Christian leader. And I must say, I'm disappointed with you that you allowed yourself and your children to be exploited in this manner. And I'm not talking about from the Jakes at all. No, See, Michelle, the first time you came out, we could empathize with you that, oh, maybe she was young, she ain't know no better, whatever. But due to the span of all of this, Michelle, you knew better in this phase of it because it's you this time. You're a mother and you have children, minor children who depend on you. Michelle, you've expressed in the very beginning that you were so afraid of the Jakes and they were so powerful and da 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 da, all of this, and you sold it pretty thick, right? Michelle, you want us to believe that as a mother, you knew how important it was to secure your children's vital records and documentations in the safe, but you want us to believe that you didn't have the wisdom to make sure you have a ring cam interior and exterior of your home to ensure that your children are safe, that you and your children are safe because you're so afraid. And you want us to believe that you have to ask your neighbor to let you see the footage from their ring camera so that they can show where two SUVs were parked in front of the house, but the neighbor mysteriously didn't see anyone. I mean, just think about that. I mean, think about what you're saying. You really want us to believe that. And it is believable for the gullible and those who are not perceptive and those who don't critically think about things. Those who just hear something and go with it and believe it immediately, that's a fool. That is the very definition of a fool. In the Bible and out of the Bible and in Webster's dictionary, that's the definition of a fool. Michelle, you're being used as a small weapon in a fight with homosexual, bisexual, closeted Christian leaders. That's what this is really about. And it's not even about their sexuality. It's a fight about money and a fight about loyalty and people who don't get along anymore, relationships that were severed, people who feel slighted, people who feel some kind of way. That's what this is about. This isn't even about you and the people currently using you. To be honest with you, Michelle, They don't care nothing about you and your kids, and you know that. In your soul, in your gut, you know they don't care nothing about your kids. And you know for a fact that you have been informed that you are being used, and you still didn't care. You didn't. Michelle, you have a decision to make, and nobody can make that decision for you. You have somebody baiting you with, oh, we're going to do a documentary. Oh, we're going to have you in this. We're going to have you in that. We want you to speak. We want you, but you're not noticing that everything that you're saying has already been prepackaged for you. And they made sure when you say it, playing in your face about, oh, we'll get a lawyer to show you. It ain't nothing they can do when you speak your truth, when you say it, it ain't nothing they can do about it. They can't do nothing. You won't get in trouble. See, I knew you were in trouble when I watched that very, 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 very first video. I knew you were in trouble. I'm gonna tell you when I knew you were in trouble. I'm gonna send you something. I'm gonna give you some money for speaking to me. And then I look up and I've been peeping for a while, not saying anything about you. But yeah, I see the money, honey. And no, it wasn't figures, but it was way less than what you should have been paid for, no joke, selling your soul. You sold you and your kids out. They're not helping you. You know that in your gut and in your soul. They try to keep you handled and got you a handler talking about helping you so you can get you a book and all of this. They playing in your face. And you know that. And you think you know you can't outsmart them. And you also know you fear them far more than you have ever feared the Jakes. See, Michelle, one thing about the Black church and Black leadership, that's a totally different network that people in the pew don't know about, Michelle. It's a totally different dynamic. The way church leaders know one another is a way that the closest a lay member will get to really, really knowing a leader like that is usually if she's or he's the mistress or mister. That's the only way. Other than that, it's a pretty tight knit, close lipped group of people. Yeah, you feel very personable and like you know them and we close. No, you're not. No, you're not. People you think don't know each other, don't have anything in common, don't like each other, that's false. But like I said, you're in the pew. Leadership function totally different outside of the church and within what I call the Black Christian Leaders Network. And right now, the Black Christian entertainers, because they're not Christians, they're Christian entertainers. You have an entire I it's an entire network of bisexual and homosexual Black pastors and lesbian pastors and leaders. And that's what joined them far more than the faith. And baby, I'm not talking about the people you see on the internet, honey. I'm trying to tell you, this goes back way before you were even born, Michelle. That's how powerful this network is. It is a very powerful network. Yeah, that's why Andrew Caldwell is still around. That's why. And yeah, people would take their 30 pieces of silver from anyone that can get it from within that network if they're money hungry and long eyed. But yeah, it's an entire network of homosexual Christian leaders, and you're just being used. And it's a fight, not even about who broke up with who not seeing who no more, and all of that. It's not even about that. This is about money, Michelle, money that you will never have. And baby, before they let you tell and spill what little tea you know, You already know what they'll do to you, Michelle, because they have done it before. They've done it before. Yeah, that serious. Yes, that lethal. Yes. And sit right up in your face and act like they don't know nothing about it. And here you are foolish enough to compromise your character and your faith and put your children in danger just so you can be on a documentary. Somebody doctoring up a documentary. Because that's just how much they hate one another. But this fight been going on, and it's not even going to benefit you and your children, really. No, it's not. Not long term. Honey, you done bowed your knee and kissed the ring of the black church godfather. And they're not a godfather because they're anointed or they're graced or they speak so well, or no, it's about who his man is. And his man is one of the, well, probably the most powerful black men in all of American Christendom, and politically and socially. His man is connected, heavily connected in entertainment and everything else, hand in a little bit of everything, been that way. Hmm. And yeah, he has always taken real good care of his men. Yeah, because his man used to take real good care of him. Yeah, took real good. That's how he became who he is. His man took real good care of him, and he do the same thing with his man, his new man. Uh, he had another man for a season, and he took real good care of him too. Had him decked out in couture. Had him wearing the vintage Armani, vintage Chanel. Yeah, I'm talking about some hard money being thrown down. Honey, them people don't care nothing about you or your kids. I'm just telling you. I know you know that already, but I think somebody need to make it real clear to you and remind you. They don't care nothing about you or your children. Did you hear that? Do I need to say it again? They don't care nothing about you or your children and what happened to them. But you know, Michelle, if this was really about exposing how wicked and vile and evil and horrible the Jakes are, if you wouldn't have bowed to this boule of bisexual, homosexual, and lesbians, well, yeah, I wonder how God wanted to do it for you. But see, Michelle, let me tell you something. Two things people always take advantage of: your youth and your need. You ever notice why in the Bible the Bible said the poor you will have with you always? Because they are always being taken advantage of by those who have. They don't take advantage of other people who have it. They take advantage of people who don't. Yeah, that little bit you had before you took the little 30 little pieces of silver is valuable to them because you deemed it worthless. You didn't know the value of what you had and what it was purposed for and how it was going to be used. So now you get your little makeup done, you get your little hair done, and you get mic'd up, and they have the lighting just so, and it looks a little dark, and you just sitting there and the light hit on your face a specific way, makeup soft and demure, neutral soft colors, no cleavage, cut, edit, cut, edit, cut, edit, retape as many times as it takes to package it. That's the point of television. It tells you A, vision. It didn't never said it told you the truth. I would love to say I feel sorry for you, but I don't, because you knew better. You were warned too after the first go round. You didn't care. They got right in your head again. And they done showed up again. See, I'm trying to, and we gotta keep it fresh in the people. They know how to work people, Michelle. Let me tell you something. The most anointed, graced, powerful people, men and women of God, are not popular. They're not. They're purposed, but they're powerful. See, people don't determine your power. People don't determine the grace on your life. That's a God's business. You see, when you start using people as your investment, people as your collateral, people as your source, you are in pride. That means you're operating in the Luciferian doctrine. See, they gave you your power. And you bowed for that power. And you want to complain about abuse and spiritual abuse and all of this. And you don't think what you're doing is abusive to people, do you? Come online with your tears and your story and emotionally manipulating them at the behest of somebody who don't give a good god darn about you or your children. Just threw a little funky little thousands, several thousand in your little bank account that you hid in somebody else's name. So when someone did decide to do an investigation on your finances, they wouldn't see it. You ever heard of something called 6 degrees of separation? If you haven't, I encourage you to research it, because it's not as hard, honey, as you think it is. No, because when the house of cards fall, they're going to make sure they don't and you do. That's unfortunate, but you put yourself in that situation, Michelle, because you bowed and kissed that ring, and instead of saying, you know what, the first round they got you, and somebody talked to you, and you still took your behind right back, being long-eyed and being foolish. And foolishness is a result of a lack of faith. That's all. But that's dangerous, because now you operating on people power. Where's your grace and your mercy to be his grace and mercy in your life to be sufficient? When you made people your source, you're on dangerous ground, Michelle. You actually think, and I'm disappointed. I don't feel sorry for you. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed because I know without a shadow of a doubt that God wanted to do something. And there is something to be told. And if you haven't noticed, Michelle, and if you didn't know what really, really, really needed to be told, oh my God, hasn't been told yet. You came so close. You just chose a side. You ain't notice that? Just know, Michelle, that all the thousands, tens of thousands of people that needed to be liberated were not, because you chose profit, proper popularity, perversion over the truth. God was trying to do something. And to the fool, he'll say, he is doing something. Even if they gay, God's still using them. Then you're saying that God is blind and that God is stupid. You don't read the Bible enough to understand how he fight his battles. If you read the Bible enough, if you don't do nothing else, sit down and do a whole devotional for months on end, strategically learning how God operates in battles. Every single one of them are different, but he has a consistent pattern that he has never deviated from. Never. In none of them. Not one battle. Not one. He has a specific pattern and strategy for warfare. And what you're doing isn't it. You are being used. You will be disposed of. And your latter end is going to be so much worse than the former. You thought you were down bad before? Girl, I'm scared for you. In my heart, I am. I'm scared for you. Because when all this stuff hits you like a flood, girl, I just pray. My God in Zion, don't you ever pick up no drugs and don't you ever pick up no bottle, because it's going to be hard, Michelle. It's going, baby, how in the world somebody going to counsel you and they're using you at the same time? That means they're in your head and puppeteering you. That's unethical. They're using you at the same time, but want to be your counselor. They playing in your head. That's how deep and dark that mess done gone. And you sitting there going along with it. They can get on the phone, call you, hey, I need you to, and then you cut your camera on, here you go. Honey, I'm going to be in prayer for the champion who will do the Lord's will and have faith and can stand flat-footed and be like David. But one thing about him, he wasn't out there wearing somebody else's armor and trying to stand out there and pretend he's not. And he wasn't. He went out there on his own fruition. He went out there with what he knew. He ain't go borrowing nothing from nobody and fighting the way they said. If you caught what I just said. Michelle, one thing about that little boule of them homosexual leaders that go back way before you were all even born, girl, they all got something in common. We been known about them, girl. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We have been known about this little network of foolishness and darkness and all of it. The money. One thing we have always noticed consistently about them, and everyone from their quote, air quotation, spiritual parentage, they all believe that Black people are dumb. And all of them. All of them. They all have that one commonality. That one thread is there. They think they're smarter than everyone else. Everyone are unintelligent. Everyone are stupid. Everyone are dumb, because they are masters of deception and manipulation. And people fall for it. So yeah, when you open your little mouth and you say something and people, oh yeah, I believe him. I believe him. I believe it. I think that happened. I know he did. I know that. Listen, they knew that from the giddy up, and they know exactly what to say and what to get they little minions to say. Yeah, that part. Yeah, oh yeah, it's not because you're believable. It's because they believe that Black Christians are dumb. And the thing about this new era, with this little new era of them, they get kicks out of knowing that they're educated. The people who listen to them are educated, and they're still fools. They have a lot of money and they're still fools. That's the gag. That's what they enjoy. Honey, they go decked out, riding around in their little luxury cars, throwing around their money and everything, honey. And they are getting it off of the back. So, and they started out with people ain't done. We just talking about the money. See, Black people don't want to be poor no more. Black people want their money. And see, now everybody appreciate Rev Knight. See, it's a hustle, baby. It's a con, honey. It's the falling. It's the falling. And here you are, had an opportunity, if it's really your opportunity, to have your David and Goliath moment. And you turned it down. You turned it down. And now you're being used. And I am so scared for you, because when the smoke clear for this, I don't know don't know what's going to happen to you. Like, I don't know what life is going to be like for you after this. I really, really don't. But I see it. It's going to be bad because it's going to hit you so hard. So, like I said, don't pick up no drugs and don't pick up no alcohol. Go somewhere, change your name, change your children's name, and start your life over because they're never going to leave you alone. If they can use you for this, they're going to always find something else to use you for. You done told these people all your business, and they in your head, and back baiting your dreams of stardom. Oh, we gonna have you on this show. See, we trying to put this program together, and then this all because they fighting a bunch of grown behind homosexual and bisexual men fighting. I ain't saying nothing else. And light ones, I'll be back to speak to you all. It'll probably be around 6 o'clock because I got to get to the church because we have National Marriage Week this week. But I'll be back. I have a very short broadcast of information, really just questions I have for you all. Michelle, quit playing in darkness and thinking that you are going to just walk away with delight and joy. You're not. You better start having conversations and prayers that they don't know anything about. And then again, they probably got you hemmed up spiritually too, monitoring you too, because you've opened yourself to that. Michelle, quit allowing people to use you.